Encino, Calif. The Los Angeles Police Department is continuing their investigation into the harrowing murders of Robin Kay, a longtime American Idol music supervisor, and her husband, Thomas DeLuca, after they were found dead inside their home on Monday. LAPD Lieutenant Guy Galan provided an update to Fox News Digital on the next steps in the investigation after the suspect, 22-year-old Raymond Budarian, was arrested for double homicide, crimes that at this point in the investigation appear to be random. He was arrested from his place of residence over near the 19,000 block of Van Owen Street. He was arrested without incident, Galan told Fox News Digital. He did not provide any statements at this time, and investigators plan on filing charges for murder against him. At the home of the murder suspect, a family spokesperson told Fox News Digital, "Sorry for everything that has happened, and sorry for the couple that have lost their lives." Galan explained that his team is now putting the case together over the next 48 hours to present it to the district attorney's office for further consideration. But at this time, there's no motive. We're still investigating any possible motive. Right now, we have no connection linking the suspect with the victims, Galan added. "Sorry for everything that has happened, and sorry for the couple that have lost their lives." Family spokesperson for Raymond Budarian Galan pointed out that the suspect was identified through surveillance video, as well as forensic evidence that was at the scene that police had expedited analysis on. Since investigators only had the evidence for about 26 hours, according to Galan, officers still have to do the canvassing legwork for additional witnesses and look through additional surveillance video. We still don't know if the suspect drove to the scene or if he walked or if he took a bus or an Uber. We have a lot of legwork to show the suspect being at the residence, other than simply surveillance video that we recovered from the house. And we have the next 48 hours to do that, Galan told Fox News Digital. LAPD officials said the double homicide of Kay and DeLuca, who were found with multiple gunshot wounds, appeared to be a random act of violence. Fox News Digital spoke with several neighbors that lived near the murder suspect's home. One neighbor recalled that Budarian's apartment had a troubling pattern of police visits in the months leading up to the shocking double homicide. "Well, I used to remember that back then, the cops would show up a lot. I don't know what it was really about." The neighbor described frequent disturbances at the home, including loud arguments. "Last year, police would just show up. He would be having some sort of fight going on in the house. But I never really looked in and saw what was going on." He added, "We assumed maybe it was like influence on drugs, but we didn't really think that things were going really bad." Despite the repeated visits, no arrests were ever made, the neighbor added. Although Budarian mostly kept to himself, he occasionally walked a small chihuahua. According to the first neighbor, he said that Budarian's behavior had raised some concerns. "Yes, I did hear yelling. They always were yelling most of the time." Another neighbor described Budarian as a deeply troubled individual. "I just know he was troubled. I know he was on medication, on and off medication. He needed help," the neighbor told Fox News Digital. "Police were always called here to this house. He had good days, bad days. He would always be taken away for a couple of months, released back over here, roaming around the neighborhood, talking to himself, saying things." The neighbor also recalled a disturbing incident involving Budarian, allegedly having a violent confrontation with his mother. "I know at one time, he tried stabbing his mom, I believe, or got violent with a knife," the neighbor claimed. "Cops finally came, and they took him. I didn't see him for a while until recently." Another resident in the Encino neighborhood told Fox News Digital the murder suspect had disturbing behavior and detailed a pattern of alleged erratic and unsettling actions that raised red flags. "He had mental health issues. He would walk around here all day. We got Ring cameras. He would walk by and flash knives at our Ring cameras, the neighbor said. The resident also claimed Budarian fixated on one of their sons, even reaching out on social media. He was kind of stalking one of my sons, like hitting him up on Instagram, like wanting him to be his friend. He was like, "No, I'm good." The neighbor added that Budarian would sometimes knock on their door asking for their son and displayed other bizarre behavior. He had mental health issues. He would walk around here all day. We got Ring cameras. He would walk by and flash knives at our Ring cameras and see no neighbor. He was very odd. He'd literally go and rub up against trees, the neighbor said. The family grew increasingly uncomfortable, but didn't realize how serious the situation could become. While the motive remains unclear, authorities are continuing to work on piecing together what led to the fatal encounter. Galan emphasized that although detectives are still in the early stages of the investigation, there's currently no indication the victims were targeted. Random violent attacks like this are very scary because if it's a random act, it can happen to anybody. We understand that the community is obviously concerned about what's going on, he told Fox News Digital, as investigators continue to piece together the details of the double homicide. LAPD officials are still probing whether anything was taken from the Los Angeles mansion. Galan added that there are no overt signs of burglary such as ransacking or items strewn about the property. While there were no immediate signs of a burglary, detectives have not ruled out the possibility that something was taken. It's possible he did take something, but at this time, we're unable to ascertain that. While the murders may have shaken up the Los Angeles community, Galan added one bit of reassurance that the suspect, Budarian, is currently behind bars. The one silver lining is that we were able to take the suspect into custody in an expeditious manner, but nobody ever likes hearing about something happening completely unprompted again. We're going to get to the bottom of what happened and why it happened, Galan concluded. Kay and DeLuca were found dead inside their home after officers responded to a call around 30 p.m. on July 14 for a welfare check in the 4700 block of White Oak Avenue in Encino. Both victims were 70. It is believed the murders may have occurred on July 10 after the investigation revealed the LAPD had received calls that day reporting a possible burglary suspect at the house around 4 p.m., according to police. During a news conference yesterday, Galan shared that Kay and DeLuca's Los Angeles mansion is fortified. It is 7 8-foot-high walls with metal spikes that are welded onto the tips of the walls there. The vehicle gate was closed, also spiked. They had no means of entering via gate code like they did on the date of the welfare check. They did request a flyover by our airship, which did happen. There were no signs of forced entry during this flyover, and again, that the suspect entered the property without force and entry. He continued. There were no signs of burglary, and regarding what evidence there was in the front porch, it was not visible by air due to the foyer having a kind of cover over it there at the front of the house. So the airship was not able to see what the officers observed during the welfare check. K. Per IMDb records, worked on American Idol for over 15 seasons and won multiple Guild of Music Supervisors awards. Her resume also includes Lip Sync Battle and other major TV productions.